Hello guys, and thanks for watching. In this video, I'm going to be talking about retail arbitrage versus online arbitrage. I'm going to be comparing the two, and we're going to be going over the benefits, the differences, the pros and cons of each. And if you do any research out there, you're going to see tons and tons of videos that talk about both retail arbitrage and online arbitrage. And you may be wondering, which one should I be doing? Frankly, you may be wondering which one is better. So by the end of this video, you're going to know the difference between the two and which one you should be doing. This is what to sell on Amazon. I'm Horace. Let's go. Okay, guys, so we're going to jump right into the video. And as you can see right here, I got my handy iPad. I took some notes, took some time to think about this, because this is a very important topic here. So, like I was saying in the intro, a lot of times the question is, which one is better? So what I did was I considered 5 points that have to do with arbitrage. And we're going to look at the pros, the cons, we're going to compare, and then that's going to help you to make your final decision. Because remember, when you're doing this, you're spending time. Time is your most precious asset. So, first of all, real quick, we're going to go over the difference between the two. If you don't already know, you probably do, but online arbitrage is where you're looking online. You're shopping online like anyone else would shop for things, and that's where you're getting your inventory. You may be going to Walmart, Target, Kohl's, wherever online, and then you're turning around, you're buying that retail, and you're turning around and selling that retail on Amazon for a profit. And so now we move on to retail arbitrage. That's where you physically go out to a retail store, you buy retail, and then you turn around and sell for retail on Amazon. So let's start to make the comparisons. The first thing I want to talk about, the first point, is ease of use. Okay, how easy is it? So when you think about online arbitrage, it is very, very easy, because all you got to do is sit down at the computer, lay back on the laptop or the tablet. You know, you can even be doing it on your phone. It doesn't get any easier than that. Okay, so then on the other side, you have retail arbitrage. That's physical. You got to get up and get out. There's a lot of walking involved. You're dealing with other people. You're interacting. You're driving a lot of the times if you don't have a store close enough to walk to. And if there was a store close enough to walk to, you got to walk. So I would say when it comes to ease or being easy, I'd have to give the point to online arbitrage. The next one we're going to look at is very important, and that is the time factor. Okay, you talk about online arbitrage. I literally have gone out and in 5 minutes found a deal. When you get good at this, you know, when you put the time in and the practice, it becomes easy. Things just start to come to you. And you can, I've found deals. For example, I was on my way to work. I said, you know what? Let me just put 5 minutes in real quick at the controls and let me see what I can find before I head out. Boom, had something that quick. But when you look at retail arbitrage, you got to count. You're lucky if you can get, if you can go outsourcing, if you can get it done in 2 hours or less, you're lucky. Okay, retail arbitrage eats up time. Okay, get the thought in your mind. So if it's a time factor, retail arbitrage is not going to be the way to go. And for that reason, I would have to give the point to online arbitrage. Number 3, another important one, is the competition. Okay, When I talk about competition, what am I talking about? I'm talking about the other sellers out there on Amazon selling the same product that you are selling. That is a major factor, as anyone will attest to who's been doing this for any length of time. You know, the competition, that's what's going to determine whether you're making money or how much money you're making, if you make any money. And the thing of it is this. Remember all those first two factors? Easy to do, doesn't take a lot of time necessarily. That's the reason why you're going to have more competition, much more, if you focus primarily on online arbitrage. The products that you're going to find online, everybody has access to those products. You're not special unless it was a wholesale site that gave you exclusive access. The things, and you know, we're talking arbitrage, not wholesale. So everything that you have access to, everyone else has it. So what does that mean for you? What that means is you find a great deal. You're excited, all the numbers, everything checks out. And by the time you get the product sent to you, do the prep work, get it in on a shipment, okay? And then Amazon does what they do. We've talked about it in other videos. They take it in. They say, oh, you sent 20. Well, you know what? We're going to send 5 here, 5 there. And by the time they finally get to making your products available, you may have only saw one person. You may have saw 5 people. By the time your product is ready, there may be 10, 15. I've seen it happen. And now there's the race to the bottom. So on the other side, you talk about retail arbitrage, okay? The competition is going to be a lot less, okay? Because, you know, people are going to, in a lot of cases, they're going to take the easier route, okay? You got to get up and go to that store. You got a whole bunch of people that just aren't willing to do it because they got into this looking for the easiest way. Okay. Then you got to remember, when you go to a retail store, even if it's a chain, at a particular location, that manager is ordering certain things in order to provide for his demographic. So one Walmart store may not have the same things as another Walmart store. So you may have access to some things. Say if you went to Walmart, you may have access to certain things that other people don't have access to. Keep your eyes open, guys. This is so important. I don't care where you are. There is a store that you have that's not a chain, that, you know, that's not a franchise. It could be a one-off, or maybe there's 2, 3, 5 of them, but they're only in your geographical area. That is so important, because now you're talking about a unique store that only people in your region have access to. That is so important, and that's one of the reasons why I have to give the check mark to retail arbitrage when it comes to competition. Now we move on to deals. Okay. Generally speaking, you can find better deals when you go retail arbitrage. If you do find deals online, that's great. But like we said before, everybody has access to those deals. Okay. Plus, you got to remember, when you're going retail arbitrage, you have the ability to build relationships that you just can't build online. For example, you're going to the same store over and over. You think they're not going to get to know you, to recognize you? They will. You're going to get comfortable enough that you begin to speak with the manager, maybe even the owner. That's where things really start to change. When you're constantly putting the time in, building, you're not just building your business, you're building relationships. You become familiar to them. They become familiar to you. You start learning their schedules. When are shipments coming in? How they deal with their inventory. Maybe you have an opportunity before they just get rid of something. If they know you like it, They'll hold it for you. You start buying in bigger lots, they start giving you better deals. You see where this is going? So when it comes to the deals, once again, I have to give the check, and I have to give the point to retail arbitrage. Number 5, this is huge, and that is replenishables. You'll hear guys talking about replenishables because arbitrage, whether it's online or retail, is a hustle business. Okay, how much hustling can you do? Well, your time is going to determine a lot of that, and your energy is going to determine a lot of that. So while you're out here hustling, you're also looking for the products that you can continue to send back into the warehouse. Okay, that's called replenishing inventory. Okay, and being able to replenish inventory, think about that. If you have a store, a retail store that has a product that the entire United States doesn't have access to, now you got a better chance of being able to replenish that product. If you're doing online arbitrage, that may be great. But here's what's going to happen. For a while, you're going to replenish that item. You're going to replenish it long enough to someone else looking is going to say, and before you know it, more people are jumping on it. So here we go again. For number 5, whether or not you can find good, sustainable, replenishable products, I'd have to give the point to retail arbitrage. At the end of the day, guys, to conclude this video, I will say this. I implement both retail arbitrage and online arbitrage. They both have their place. But one without the other, I don't think that I would be where I'm at today. Today, I'm solid at $12,000 a month, and we're going to increase that. But I will tell you this, I was focusing primarily on online arbitrage because of the ease of use, and I could not really build the way I wanted to. I could constantly hustle, but I couldn't shore up everything with something really solid. Okay, a solid base in which to operate, my inventory, until I really got serious and started doing retail arbitrage habitually. Every week, I'm pounding the pavement at some point. So I have shipments coming in from my online sourcing, and then I got my van full. You've seen my van. It's full at some point every week with items that I went out and physically sourced. So, the thing about this business is this, and you're going to hear me talking about this more and more, guys, so put the thought in your mind. If you're going to make this work, you have to put a degree of separation between you and the competition. And one of the easiest ways to do that is through work. You have to be able to outwork your competition, okay? Think about this for a second, guys. The minute you say you're going to do this Amazon business, the minute you say it and you go out and you start doing it, you just put yourself in another class, okay? Remember, you got the regular guy that's just going to work a job, live a great life, but never really have any ambition to go for more. That's fine, but you just separated yourself. The minute you decide you want to do this business and you start taking action, you just put yourself in another realm. And within that realm, you've got to start making yourself stand out. Remember, you got a lot of people that are willing to do business, just like you have a lot of people that are willing to go to work, right? You've got your unemployed, that's a class. Then you have your gainfully employed class. Think about that for a second. Of those who are willing to work 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, how many come to work and do the least amount that they can get away with and move on to retirement? That was the goal. They're going from point A to point B just like anybody else, but they're doing it in what fashion? In a way that they can get away with the least amount of work, and they're not going to stand out. But they'll still get from point A to point B. Now move on to where you are. If you're doing this business, you just moved
yourself into a realm of people that are willing to do more than just go to work. They want more. But within that group, you still have those that are going to do the least amount available and still get from point A to point B. You can have success in business if you're willing to be consistent doing the least amount that you have to do. But if you really want to start making the money and you've put yourself among those that want more, that are going to do more, you got to outwork them. Otherwise, you're going to constantly be competing with them. You see what I'm saying? So how do you do that? I'm telling you to outwork them. How do you outwork them? You got to do some things that they won't do, right? If they're not willing to go out and pound the pavement to find the deals at the retail stores, then you got to do it. If they're not going to build relationships that can help them to build even more business, you got to do it. If they're not willing to bundle 2 and 3 products together, everything they do is just one bag, is just one box, is just one unit, and they're not willing to bundle, then you got to do it. Every degree of separation is another level of work, something that makes the whole situation a little more complex. And that's what you have to be willing to do if you want to take the business to the next level. For the longest, I was doing $5,000 a month, and that's what I was doing. And you know what? I could have kept doing that, but I wanted to take it to the next level. So what did I have to do? I had to start doing something different. Some of you watching this video have been doing Amazon. Some of you guys know the business and you're not getting anywhere. You're stagnant. Why? Think about what I'm saying here. Why are you stagnant? It's because of the level of work that you've been willing to put in up to this point. Change that and you'll change the results. There's no way around it, guys. Start thinking. Start taking advantage of the situations that you have. Online arbitrage is great, but in my opinion, if you really want to take it to the next level, you need to continue with online arbitrage, but you need to add retail arbitrage. If you're just doing retail arbitrage, that's fine. That's very solid. But to take it to that other level, add online to it. The two go together. But if I had to choose one, I'd probably go with the retail arbitrage for all of the reasons that we went over earlier. But to get the best, my final answer is use both. Okay, guys, that's going to conclude this video. I hope you got value out of it. If you did, please hit the thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification so that you can be notified when we come out with more videos. We're doing that more. And also take a minute to go to onlineinternetprofits.com and sign up for the free email list where we give free leads to help you guys out. All right, guys, we're doing this together. Remember, you don't have to do this alone. We got each other. We're going to work it out. And together, we are unstoppable. This is what to sell on Amazon. I'm Horace, and I'm out. Man, that was a rant. Oh, yes.